So for the last little while, I've had this pedal in my mind, the Stonegatefx Black Messenger, I think it's called, from a Canadian company. A really cool boost pedal. I've used it a couple of times on the channel, boosting up my angle amp and other amps. It does a really decent job. But what I also thought was, I've got this Djent pedal by Hotone I haven't brought out for a while. I've had this pretty much near to the start of starting this YouTube channel. And it doesn't djent very well on its own, but it's got an awesome fucking distortion. So what I thought was, let's see if we can help it get a bit djenty with the Black Messenger here. So let me start plugging stuff in. We'll run it dry through my Harley Benton GPA 100, like a stage amp type of setup, with my Harley Benton 2x12s, with my vintage 30s, with the classic SM57 mic there. And let's see how we can boost this little bad beast up. All right, now everything's plugged in, ready to go. Grab my Ormsby guitar here, tuned in drop G. That's bland and boring. So let's get some distortion happening first. So let's see if we can clean this up a bit. Got to remember what all these different settings do. Cool. So I'm guessing that's on full because and this, I think, is the tone. That sounds pretty fucking novelty. I like it. Let's crank it. So as I said, it's a decent distortion. I don't mind it as a distortion on its own, it's fine. But it doesn't really give any djenty type of characteristics. So let's see now with the Stonegate. So before I get stuck into it and turn it up, we've got 3 different settings here. Start on the full left. So left, middle, and right. I can't remember what they do, so let's find out. So quick A-B comparison. In the middle. That djents the shit out of it. And that's kind of a nice mix where it's got a little bit of bottom end still into it, but the highs as well, where this one is kind of the djent overload, I think is the best way to describe it. So, crank it down a tad. That actually sits really nice there. I thought I was going to do that quickly just to get a bit of an A-B comparison, but that might be actually it. Maybe still, let's chuck in a little bit less of that to get more bottom end in. That's got some pretty rad characteristics right there. Compared to off. I gotta see what happens if you crank it. Is it gonna get all fuzzy? No feedback? Excellent, no feedback. I think I actually like it back there because not only do you get less hiss coming through, less unwanted noise, but you're not gaining much by cranking it fully with the sounds that I'm hearing in the room anyway. There's not that much of a difference, so why create that unwanted noise when it doesn't give you a better result? Don't know, bit of logic. But I'm gonna leave it there. We're not leaving it there fully though, because it's jam time. So I'm gonna double up on the guitars, add some bass and drums. We'll do a bit of a jam so we can have a bit of a chat about it on the other side. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. All right, let's see if I can get these both in frame. So we have the Stonegate and the little Djent pedal. Hopefully they're focused so I can get a good thumbnail out of it. Yeah, that was fun. It was interesting. So yeah, as you heard, the little Djent distortion pedal has a pretty rad distortion to it, but not as punchy, edgy, and as djenty as what we like. And the Stonegate one brings that in a huge, huge amount. Now, on reflection, just listening back to the jam that I just did, probably pushed this a little bit too far. But when you're having fun, that's what happens. So I could have, don't know if I could really dial it back, but I probably would have tried the different tone setting one. Instead of just going a straight mid fucking crazy push, I'd probably go for the mid and bottom push instead of what I had, but that's okay. It's still very interesting that it felt amazing while I was playing it and hearing it in the room. It sounded spectacular and it felt spectacular to actually play like that. It was only when I heard back the mix, I was like, that is a little bit too high and trebly leaned. That's okay. Still really cool. Still lots of fun bringing it out and seeing, because I do remember this being an absolute beast. And yeah, it didn't, I'm not misremembering. It definitely is an absolute beast of a pedal, which is very rad. But definitely keen for your thoughts. How did you feel about both different types of settings when we had just the Djent pedal by itself and when we enhanced it with the Black Messenger? Messenger Black, I can't remember what it's called. I think it is a Black Messenger, because the only thing wrong with this is there's nothing to it. I remember I think I had to look up an invoice when I last filmed it and saw the Black Messenger little eagle thing. Oh, don't know what type of it is, sorry. It looks like an eagle or a dragon. It looks fucking rad, whatever it is. And that's where, I realized, oh, Black Messenger, and it's got the messenger bird there. Okay, cool. But yeah, there's not much else to really go off it at all. But that's cool. I don't mind the simplicity of it because it still does its job, which is absolutely brutalizes, in a good way, the distortion that you got running through it. So, thank you very much for joining me in this little video. It was lots of fun putting it together and just, turning on the amp and the speakers in this small room and just making it fucking loud and fun, really. And I thoroughly look forward to chatting with you next time. And until then, stay safe.